Alright, welcome back. This will be episode 18, I think, of the Norton Project. Anyway, I did get the necessary parts I needed to reassemble those forks. They're all set to go. Like I showed you before, they're all polished up. The internals are all cleaned up, ready to go back in. New seals, got new bushings in here. Even bought some nice new crown nuts. I mean, that's one of the first things you see when you sit on a motorcycle. So having a nice new set of crown nuts will look really good on there. And I bought a set of a nice looking heavy duty gaiters on it too, so that'll look good. Oh, I thought I might as well mention while I'm at it. Last little episode I showed you an axle that I'd made up for a friend of mine who's built a chopper. Just bear with me here for a sec while I stick this in the vise, because I decided to get a little bit fancier today and make up this, if I can get it off, this end to go on the end of the axle. That's a nice shined up piece of aluminum. It's almost as good as chrome. And it's a lot cheaper, so yeah, I just made up that cap to go on the end of the axle, and to keep it in place, come on, focus, I put an O-ring in here. So when you finish tightening up your axle, you take your toggle bolt or your toggle out of there, and be able to just put that end cap on there, and it'll look real pretty, and you know, just look nice on that chopper that my friend has built. Anyway, let's get on with assembling these forks. It's really not a big job, so I got time to do this afternoon, so let's get her done. Okay, I've had to redo this second video clip here on where I was installing the seal in the first fork leg. In that one there, I wanted to talk about the installation of these leak-proof type seals, and anyway, I had the radio going, so that's why I had to redo this thing, because apparently YouTube doesn't like it if you have background music, especially if it's copyrighted. Anyway, I'll remember one of these days to make sure that I turn the radio off before I make these videos. But anyway, I was just fitting some new sealing washers under these little screws here, the little drain screws in the forks, and I thought I'd go back to this one and just kind of show you what I did. Now, these, of course, that's the brand name, leak proof, right? I don't get anything from I'm not plugging these, I'm not getting any money for it or anything, but I used them a lot, and I just wanted to talk about the difference between the standard seal and the leak proof one. They just use this old screwdriver as a pointer here. On the standard seal, we all know what that looks like. You've got a steel backing in here underneath the rubber, and this is where your seal lip would be if you're looking in edge on at the seal. And there, of course, would be a garter spring that wraps around here and make sure that seal is always in contact with your fork tube or your axle or your timing shaft, whatever you happen to be sealing. And of course, if you were looking, straight down at the seal, this is basically what you'd see: the circle in a circle. Here's your sealing lip, and here would be your garter spring wrapped around that inner lip. Now this edge where it would go into the fork tube, it's just rubber against metal, and they're not supposed to move. Once they go in there, they stay put. So the only seal surface you have is this one right here, and this is the only one that matters, right? Sometimes you'll have two sealing lips here. One's a sort of a dust seal, and the other one's the main seal. But anyway, that's basically how those type of seal works. This one's quite similar, but with the leak-proof seals are a little bit different. Like if you look on the seal, if it was laying on the bench, with the bottom side up, you're going to see these little rubber strips going in here. And this is hollow, and there's no metal in this seal at all. It's all rubber. Everything is rubber. So these these little bands of rubber are actually going to do the job of the spring. But not only are they pushing outward on the outside lip, because there's two sealing lips here as well on the outside, which you don't get usually with these seals. So that's going to press against the outside, and these seals actually are allowed to move up and down in the area where the seal goes. Now the idea is here that these, like I say, these do the job of the garter spring. You've got two sealing lips, I should say, in here. And the idea too is like when the fork compresses, pressure goes into like these hollow areas right here, like it would with this one. And it helps to push the seal against the outside and the inside. So anyway, that's how those LP or leak-proof seals work. Like I say, I'm not getting anything in terms of a pat on the back or money from these folks. I just where I use them all the time, I just thought it would be nice if I went on there and talked about them. And of course, they come with some pretty good installation instructions to tell you if there's any particular thing you need to do with these. Like with these particular Norton forks, the only thing in there is the seal, and of course the bushing underneath of it. But you know, sometimes you have other items that come with the kit, like with Triumph for the oil and frame type bikes. You will get a steel band, I guess you'd call it, or a big washer that you tap into the top part of the fork, and it stays there, right? And that's basically what keeps your seal in place. The seal can still move up and down, like I said, like in this direction, but you know, it keeps it in where it's supposed to be. Anyhow, if you've never used them, give them a try. Like I say, I use them on an awful lot of stuff. I've never had any problems with them. On the other hand, if you don't like the idea of using them, then by all means go with the standard type seal that came with the bike when it was new, and you'll be fine with that as well. All right, I have to confess I made a mistake when I was putting the second one together. I went to work and I stuck the bushing in before I put the fork tube in. Don't do that. It's awful hard to get those bushings out once they're in, unless the tube is already there in place to help you get them out. So, like I say, how did I get it out? Well, I used an old 90-degree screwdriver and tapped it out that way, but it's not a mistake you want to make. Anyways, it cleaned up good. I just put it in the lathe and run a little scraper over the edge that I burred up a bit. And, anyway, it's good to go, so I'm going to push that down in place, and then I'm going to fit the seal. Okay, let me see if I can show you down in there. The new bushing's in there. The new seal is in there. So I'm ready to slip the old top ring on there that holds everything in place. In this case, this is the one. On this one, I've already got my little screw stuck in there so I can get my hook spanner on there. So, if everything goes right, I should be able to screw this on here. I had to turn off the radio again. I don't really understand it. I can see if you took your tape when you were doing up your video clips and that, and you know, and added, you know, a soundtrack to it. But you know, if it's just a radio playing in the background, I don't understand why they won't let you do that. But in any case, I will make up the rules. So there we go. That's on there. And I'll pull that little screw out of there that I had in the hole. Help me get that hook spanner on there. I'll just wipe that off a little bit. Spread a little bit of oil down in there. And just push that up and down a couple of times. Wipe the grease off of there where I put that in there when I was putting the seal on. So that's about it. Okay, I have gaiters for these, so when the time comes I'll put them on there, and I'm going to have to make up a little bit of a sleeve to go on the top of these, because these aren't the later type gaiters. that have the tight top on them. So like I say, I'll make up a sleeve to go up here and hold those off. But anyway, yeah, so that's it for the forks. Woo-wee. Nothing prettier to an old motorcycle mechanic than a good smooth set of legs. There we go. That's it for the forks. Well, I thought I was done with the forks, but something popped into my head that said, Bruce, you should go over there and look in that little junk bin that's up there in the corner behind your jacket and see if there's anything up there in the way of gators. So anyways, I did go up there and have a look, and by golly, I pulled out this nice set of brand new British-made gators, and they are the ones with the tighter top on them and that sort of thing. So I said, you know what, I'll save the old gators for another job, or you know, the other new gators, the bigger ones that I got for another job, and I'll slip these ones on here. Anyway, I think they look pretty nice on there. And my good old neighbor, where did I get these from? Dummy Racer, I think. So yeah, I've had these for, I don't know, probably 10 years sitting up there. So anyway, they're in good shape. But yeah, my good old neighbor gave me these, a whole bag of these real nice stainless steel zip ties. So they work real nice for that. They really look good on there, that nice glossy stainless. So anyways, that is it for the forks. I don't think I have to do anything to them besides put a little bit of oil in them when I put them together. I could put oil in them now, but I don't think I will, because if I happen to drop them or lay them down somewhere, then all the oil will run out. Anyway, after I got that done, I got busy mounting the tires on the rims and that, and this was after I got the right size tubes. The original tubes that I ordered for these, I wasn't paying attention when I ordered, and I saw 1.9 when I looked at the rim size, but when I got them, it said 1.0. So they're scooter tubes, so they're no good to me at all. I don't know what I'll do with them. I'll cut them up for rubber bands, or give them to somebody that actually owns a scooter and can use them. Anyway, like I said, I did get the right size tubes. So anyways, I was debating on whether I should bring those up to my buddy up at the motorbike shop up the end of the road here, because he did promise to do a couple of tires for me. But these tube type tires are pretty easy to mount. They're not like the stiff old, those stiff old, what do they call them? Tubeless tires. Yeah, like Bridgestone and that. I find those tires really hard to mount because the sidewalls are so hard on them. But these ones go on quite easily. So yeah, anyway, they went on without any special tricks or anything. I didn't put the rim clincher in the back wheel on this particular machine because I know that you don't need them with modern tires and that sort of thing. And you know, usually I do put them in, but this time I decided not to. All I did was make a little aluminum plug to go in the hole from the inside and plug it off. So anyways, I stuck that in there, and then, you know, made sure I had the tire on there in the right direction of rotation. And that little yellow dot on the side of the tire, that's your lightest spot on the tire. So you put that toward the valve stem, at least somewhere near it. Anyways, so that's all in there. Yeah, front one went in there. Front one was textbook perfect. I didn't struggle getting that on at all. But anyway, that's it for the wheels. That's it for the forks. I'm just about ready for the frame now, but I have lots of other stuff to do. The fellow that's doing the frame, he had some issues with his water pump in his house, and we all like to have running water these days. It's not like in my grandfather's time. But anyway, I have lots of other stuff to do. Like I said, I got all kinds of things in this box that I can clean up and get ready for reassembly. So anyway, and plus, you know, if I get tired of working on cleaning up that stuff, I still got some things I want to do on that Royal Enfield. So anyway, I'm going to wrap this up for now. If you like it, you can click like, you can share, you can subscribe. That would be really great. So Anyway, thanks for watching. I will keep you posted.